Welcome back, Shalloners. Well, today I want to do something a little bit different. A collaboration. Yes, this video is a collaboration with my friend, Whitney Hedrick. She is not just a beauty guru, but like a life guru, and I love her. She's my girl. And so we teamed up because we were both talking about this issue, which is Olivia Jade and her like very bad and embarrassing digital behavior, and how digital behavior and social media really can have huge impacts on the rest of your life. Now, head on over to Whit's channel, and she's going to talk about what it really takes to be an influencer, because I hear this a lot from you guys. I want to be an influencer, blah, blah, blah. Well, Whitney's done it, and it's actually not the skill set that you think it is. I, meanwhile, am going to break down the 5 Instagram posts that could be ruining your reputation, whether it's your reputation with friends, guys, career, or anything else. But first, just want to remind you that if you have a love question of your own or want to talk about any little thing, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO, and click chat to get connected. Also, follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO, where I let you guys vote on the next video topic and weigh in. And listen to my podcast, Girl on Top, out every Wednesday, every place podcasts are found, where I answer the best questions you guys submitted over the course of the week. So, Olivia Jade. I did a video on her when the whole like school, bribery, that's the word. The school bribery thing came out a few months ago. And I did a video on how to choose the right college and how to get over not getting into your dream college. Well, that's kind of all I said about her, because I don't care for her and I don't want to like talk about her any more than I have to. She just reminds me of every bitchy girl from my high school. Like, I'm from Southern California too. And most people from my school, from my high school, ended up going to USC. Like Olivia did, because her parents bribed her way in, because she's kind of useless as a student and certainly as a crew rower, which she pretended to be. Like, it's just so crazy to me. Like, first of all, girl, if you don't want to go to school, just don't. Nobody cares. Nobody's asking. You already have a career. Like, you already have like a path that you're on. That's fine. But if you are going to go, like, do it the right way. Otherwise, how is it even an accomplishment? It's like she just wanted to dress up and play student. Like, I'm college Barbie today. Next time I'll be like pilot Barbie. It's like you're insulting everyone else who is working for something. And yo, it has blown up in her face. But things have been kind of quiet, even though her mom, Lori Loughlin from Full House, and her dad, like the dude who invented Mossimo, you know, the clothing line at Target, great knits, I gotta say. They're like on trial for their lives. Like, they're facing 30 years. Like, it is no joke. But Olivia has actually not faced charges. But that might change, because Miss Thang decided to get on Instagram and go like this, in her stupid outfit and her unflattering ankle boots. Like, and then she tagged like all of these like celebrity gossip publications, Daily Mail, Star Magazine. And she's like, basically like, haters, Girl, you better enjoy this attention while it lasts. Because as someone who ran Star Magazine, you are not a celebrity to us. You are not a celebrity to mainstream media. You're a brat, and you're a child, and you're an influencer. And like, but what is your product? Like, that is probably never going to be a mainstream celebrity. Influencers just aren't. And look, I'm saying this like as one myself. It sucks that I'm probably never going to get invited to the Oscars, even if I have 100 million followers. I just won't, because it's a different vibe. It's a different pool. And for her to like bite the hand that's feeding her blows my mind. And of course, her Instagram bio is be kind with that lame whack butterfly emoji. I'm like, pick a lane. If you want to be the bad bitch girl, great. Take be kind out of your bio, because what that actually says is be nice to me, but I want to be a dick to everyone else. That's what that means. And I would respect her more if she just said that in her bio. Like, I am soft and weak, but I want to be mean to other people. You're like, well, I mean, you know, props for honesty, I guess. But I want to talk about 5 things you might be putting on Instagram that seem inconsequential or whatever, or at the very least, you're like, I shouldn't have posted that. And they could be having huge ripples across your life that you might not even be connecting. Because you know what? The internet is forever. It is. There's so much we don't know about the internet, which seems crazy, but think about what's going on with Facebook. Like, think about their whole Cambridge Analytica things where they're stealing our data and selling it to Russians. Look at that Face app that like aged you, you know, that craze like 2 weeks ago. Oh, all of your photos are now in the hands of the Russians. Like, fuck, like things are evolving really, really quickly and changing. And there's so many things going on behind the scenes that we don't know. So if you think like, oh, I deleted a photo, no big deal, that might not be true. I don't even take nudes. Like I just don't. Like I've done videos on it before. It's just not my thing. But like, I don't even take it because I don't want those pictures on my phone in case something happens with the cloud. I don't even understand what the cloud is. I barely understand real clouds in the actual sky. You think I understand like this warehouse in Montana in the woods where the cloud is stored? If that's even, I don't get it. I just know I don't want my nipples out there. And that's my right. So the internet is forever. Like, you know your MySpace page? You guys might be too young for MySpace. I wasn't. I was MySpace in like my height of emo days. And I have this like recurring dream that I'm on like the Ellen DeGeneres show or something. And she's like, guess what we found? And she pulls it up and does a dramatic reading of it. And I just burst into flames because I'm so humiliated. Horrifying. So let's go over the 5 things you shouldn't post. And I know you're probably like, okay, I know it. It's like nudes and whatever. No, girl. Oh no. It's much more subtle than that. First and foremost, exactly what Olivia posted. Something vulgar and ranty. Because you know what? We all have a reason to get up on our little soapbox, whether that be in real life in front of people we know or on the internet, and be like, fuck everyone, fuck you and you and you and all you over here. Bah, 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 bah. Do you know why most of us don't? Because it's embarrassing. So and that's the point. Like, you look at her and you're like, oh, do you have problem? Do I have a problem? Other people have problems. Some people have real problems. They're being kept in cages at the border and their children are in a different cage a mile away. That's a problem. They're, refugees from Syria. That's a problem. They're going to Walmart or a garlic festival and getting shot. Those are problems. Olivia Jade's problems, my problems, not really problems, to the point that I need to declare them on the internet because what that's going to do, you're going to look bratty, hostile, and juvenile. And it's funny that Olivia's doing this because if her whole career is her brand, is her social media. And if I was another brand, if I was like, Sephora, who pulled her makeup line in the wake of this scandal, or Ulta, another beauty company, I would look at that and be like, no. First of all, on a personal level, I don't want to work with someone like that who feels like they can go around just disrespecting other people. Like, even if they have a right to, that's simply not how an adult, a business professional, conducts themselves. And also, I would look at that and be like, I can't predict this person's movements. I don't know if she's going to have like one bad phone call, one bad sorority rush day, and she's going to while out on the internet. And I just don't want to take the chance. And here's what I want you guys to take away. People make these analyses in like microseconds. They are micro calculations. It happens instantaneously. And we don't even stop and pause and be like, well, this is why, and I don't want to work with this person. It's just like, no. You're just like, ugh, no. I don't want to friend her. I don't want to invite her to a party. I don't want to date her. I don't want to hire her. Because all of these, like sometimes I'm going to use work as an example. It doesn't matter if you're not in corporate America yet. The ripples and the effects are the same. It's really important to view your social media as a commercial for your life, right? And I'm not saying that you have to be like, I'm a brand. Like, yes, I am. Olivia Jade is. This is what we do for a living. But like, you're just a person living a life of sanity and dignity. No, you don't have to think of yourself as a brand that's like monetizable. But you do need to be careful of the message it's conveying because it is conveying a message, just like your clothes. You wouldn't walk out of the house wearing a hefty bag as a dress and a rope for a belt and go to prom and be like, oh, I'm shocked at the reaction I'm getting. You're like, yeah, I look like a psychopath. And that's pretty much the feedback I'm getting. You acknowledge that your clothes send a message, that your hygiene sends a message. The same is true with your social media. You cannot underestimate how powerful it is. And you also cannot put the genie back in the bottle. Once you're an asshole online, I mean, yes, you can change your ways going forward, but like, you can't unring the bell. It sucks. So the second kind, speaking of rants, is just that, the subtweet. Oh, the subtweet. Like I said, I was an emo girl in the MySpace days. I lived on a subtweet. I lived on an emo lyric subtweet. Like, it's just, the cringiest cringe. And this is probably the most innocuous thing that you could post that's in the bad category, because all you're gonna look is cringy. And baby girl, you do. You don't look deep. You don't look deep. You don't look like mysterious enigma. You look like a weird, sad emo kid. It's not a good look, because you know what the look is? Weakness. The look is weakness. I would rather, like I said, you go balls to the wall and you're like, I want to be mean to someone and I don't feel like anyone should be mean to me. All right, I disagree, but like I give you at least a modicum of respect for living your truth, you know, walking in the light of your truth. When you're subtweeting, it's this embarrassing cry for help, really, or a cry, not for help, for attention. And like I said, your social media is a commercial for your life. Is that something that you want to convey? On the flip side of this is sort of a two-parter, is the incredibly cringy, since we're talking about cringiness, lip syncing along to a rap song in the car. La, 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 la. You look crazy. You look, oh my God, you look crazy. You look so undateable. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, you like that Migos song? Great. Sing along in your mind. Sing along in the car if you need to. Just please don't film it. Don't do it. I'll call your insurance company. It's really embarrassing. Because again, you're going to send a message, and that message is not, wow, what a celebrity. That's not it. It's, she looks a little bit unstable. She looks a little dramatic and unstable. And that isn't a vibe you want when trying to break into a new group of friends, or get a boyfriend, or get a job, right? None of those three groups want that dynamic. Picture number 3, the slut pic. I know. Now, you guys know not to post like nipples and ass and crotch shots. I hope. We do. If you're on this, you know you are a smart girl if you're in the Shallon entourage. But there's things that are adjacent, you know? And like, I have done a video before on like Kim Kardashian posting slutty photos and everything, and like why we as regular people can't be doing that. Or certainly you as younger people shouldn't be doing that. And it has nothing to do with like, oh, you're too young to be sexual. Please, no. It's that if you're still in school, you're in a fishbowl. And it's not fair, and it's not the way the real world works, but it is the reality of your situation. Popularity at your age, college and high school, is determined by this like arbitrary group of people, like either the girls who've got the biggest tits or the richest dads or the best lake house or whatever it is. And sadly, they make the rules about who's cool and who is not. And I know, it's like, well, I don't want to be friends with them. Of course, cool. But you do want to be socially included. That is a biological need that we as humans, pack animals, have. Social inclusion is one of our strongest needs. You could have every other need met, food, shelter, all this stuff. If you aren't socially included, none of those things matter. You feel like you're not a human person. So don't tell yourself that you don't care. You're going to play by your own rules. That doesn't mean you win a game. If you sit down to play Monopoly and you're like, I'm making my own rules, you get kicked out of the game and you lose. You lose by default because you're not actually playing. I'm here to teach you the actual rules of the game and how to use them for your benefit. Because opting out isn't really an option. If you're on a battlefield and you're like, I don't want to do this, and you just sit down, you get shot. So I'm going to teach you how to win. And part of that is, again, identifying the message that your social media is putting out. So those slutty pics, the tit pics, those kinds of things, they're going to have a detrimental effect on your reputation. And then what happens is you get labeled, and then you live the label. So many of you guys, I talked to you about like how to overcome being bullied or ganged up on in high school or teased about something. And it's funny because like, if we look at people who are mean to us, sorry, my bangs are making me insane. Like if someone called you a slut in high school, that maybe only happened in terms of like aggregate minutes, 20 minutes over the course of 4 years, you know? But then you picked up the mantle yourself, and you've been the one to still carry that on. You've been the one repeating that in your head. I'm a slut, I'm useless, I'm a whore. No one's gonna love me. I'm only good for fuckboys, blah, 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 blah. You have done that. You have lived the label. You're stupid, you're lazy, you're unworthy, you're useless, whatever it might be. So don't give people ammunition to destroy your own life, because they might be like, you're a hoe. And now you're living with that mantle on your back. Why? To feel validated, to feel worthy? That's got to come from inside. You guys need to watch some videos I did on how to be a confident, badass bitch like Rihanna, and why Kylie Jenner is basically the antithesis of Riri in terms of very, very low self-esteem. And since we're talking about Kylie, picture number 4 that you want to avoid is the Kylie Jenner picture. You know what I'm talking about. Even if it's not the slutty pic, if I have to look at one more photo of you guys in chunky filas, squatting down with your glasses perched on your nose, like doing this, I'm going to find you in real life and bind your hands in metal mittens so that you can never post on Instagram again. Enough. We have seen the picture. We've seen the picture. We've seen it on Kylie's, and then we see it on everybody else's. To be a Kylie Jenner is like, I mean, to post photos imitating a celebrity's photos, whether they're like just reminiscent and, you know, inspired by, or they're like verbatim the same thing, you look like a sad, chintzy version of that person. Because I've got news for you, you are not actually Kylie Jenner. I'm not either. I'm not Bella Hadid, I'm not Kylie, I'm not Gigi, I'm not Kendall. And I am Shallon. And it's easier and more authentic to just be Shallon than try to be these other people. And of course, like, well, you want to be on trend and you're going to wear the trendy things and blah, blah, blah. And certainly there's going to be similarities and overlaps. Great. But if you know in that little heart of yours, all right, I'm kind of wanting to step into Kylie's life because I don't feel comfortable in mine. So it's easier for me to imitate someone than be naked in my authenticity as a person and just post a picture of me looking like silly on a hike. Not just like, the posing on the mountain like I'm Gigi. Because it feels safer. Because then if someone rejects you, if someone talks shit about you, they're not actually hitting the real you. They're hitting that facade. They're hitting that Kylie Jenner fake armor. But let's say people don't actually draw that conclusion. Let's say they have no idea. You're up for a job and the person hiring doesn't know a Jenner from a Kardashian from a hole in the wall. Okay. Same with a guy. Maybe they have no ideas. It's crazy how little guys know about the Kardashians and how much everything we know about the Kardashians we have all learned like against our will. So say it's a dude looking at these pictures. He's going to see the slut pictures, the faux Kylie thing, the tons of makeup, the face tuned into oblivion. And he's going to make those micro conclusions and say, this girl is crazy. She's desperate for attention. She has low self-esteem. And therefore, the kind of girlfriend she's going to be is high maintenance, can never be quiet, can never have a chill night at home, can never just be in silence with me watching TV on a random Thursday night. It's going to be drama. It's going to be jealousy because, again, it's coming from the low self-esteem point of view, right? She's doing the most because she feels the least. That is not lost on them. Men are not very perceptive, but the one thing they can smell a mile away is desperation. A good guy will avoid that. A bad guy won't. A bad guy will be like, again, a micro calculation. That girl's going to be easy to wheedle. That girl's going to be easy to manipulate. I bet I can fuck that girl without even taking her on a date. I bet I can Snapchat her here and there and she'll come over on a Tuesday and suck my dick. I bet. And he's going to know that based purely on what you've posted on social media. And the irony is you've posted these things to try to look like strong and badass. And what's actually coming off is the opposite, right? What's better to post then? Because I know this is the question. It's like, well, then what should I post? Post your life. 1 out of every 5 to 7 photos, selfies. No more. No more. I look at some of your guys' Instagrams and it's like selfie, 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 selfie. And we all have our angles. Like, I hit my angles. You'll never see me turn to this. I hate this side of my face. I don't do it. But like, so if you're all selfies and they're all the same angles, it just looks like a book of like mugshots. I'm like, what is this? Post like a 360 view of your life. I want to look at someone's page and know what they do for a living, where they live, how they recreate, and who their friends are. Kind of basic, right? Like if you go on hikes, post pictures of the hikes. Who cares if they get likes? Who cares? Live your life and be authentic. And if you think, okay, well, there's nothing worth posting in my life, it's boring, go out and make your life interesting. Life is what you make it. Go get those interesting hobbies. Pursue goals. And like, even if your goal is like, I want to win this karate championship because I'm going to post that Instagram of me and my gi holding the trophy, and that's your light at the end of the tunnel, great, fine. And you're going to post that with pride. more pride than some face-tuned, filtered baloney. You're worth more than that. Also, it's interesting, before I get to the last one, I was reading a psychological study about how social media has affected young people, and namely in the aspect of memory keeping. Now, when we're young, and certainly throughout the entirety of our lives, we try on different identities, to tap into different aspects of ourselves and to develop those areas, but also to see what fits, and it's fun. But naturally, our mind has its own memory keeping filter. It filters out and forgets memories that are not useful to us, or they're painful, or they're detrimental. By and large, our memory bank is overwhelmingly positive. Because if we only remember negative things, we become paralyzed as a human, right? Like there's certain negative things we have to remember in order for survival, like what a bad person sounds like, what a sketchy situation feels like, of course. But mostly it's positive. And when we're overriding that, when we're posting everything on social media, we make our mind lazy and we debilitate its natural filter process. Like, I don't maybe need to remember every single thing I've done this week. I don't need to post every single day. I don't need to do that. I don't need to document all aspects of my day on the gram. Because then, like I said, you tend to live a label. And sometimes personalities need to be tried on and then shed. But if you're over memory keeping, that's not being allowed. And then, ironically, you get pigeonholed into one thing. If you post nothing but like being the emo goth kid, if you decide, you know what, I'm moving to Cape Cod, I'm going to be a sailing instructor, I'm done with this emo thing. For the rest of your life, you're going to encounter people like, I thought you were goth. And you're like, no, I'm preppy. I'm preppy now. You deserve the freedom of movement within your own life and your own identity. And curating your social media is a way to do that. So you definitely don't want to be posting things that are simply too intimate or are too like definitive, So the very last one is the cry for help. This is similar to the subtweet. It's actually kind of a combination of all of them. But going back to what I said about your social media being a commercial, have you ever seen a commercial for like a Tesla and they're like, actually, I don't even think they have commercials. Let's say that they do. Let's say Tesla has a commercial. Have you ever seen them be like, I don't know, sometimes their door handles don't work. The fuel pump or whatever, it's kind of shitty. No. They come from a place of strength. And your social media should come from that place of strength as well. And if you're thinking like, well, I don't know what my strengths are and I don't feel strong, you need to go out and get strong. You cannot be the cold-blooded animal that is relying on the entirety of the internet, all the friends and the likes and the comments and the validation to give you what you should be regulating inside. And I have a whole playlist on this, how to do it. I know it sounds overwhelming. It's like, oh, I just have to like be confident. I promise you, it's executable. And I have videos on like literally a 3-step process to do this. But basically, it's to have fun. It's to get offline, to go out into the world, follow those threads of passion that you had when you were a child, whether it was ice skating, learning about dinosaurs, baking, whatever. Follow those threads of passion and set goals related to them. I'm going to go to the museum one day every week. I'm going to read 3 new books this month. I'm going to enter a baking championship. Follow that and build this core of self-esteem inside. And then you're going to go back to your social media. And what you decide to post is going to be so much clearer. And it's going to come from that place of strength. The commercial is going to showcase your highlights. And if you post something that other people disagree with, it's not going to matter as much because you are going to know that you posted it not from a weak place because you needed attention, your ego was shriveled or whatever it was. You're going to know, no, I posted that cleavage picture because I looked great. I posted that bikini pic at the beach because I've been working out every day for 6 months. You don't like it? Tough. You're going to have that rock to stand on. You're going to have that feeling of inner strength and an inner core of confidence that's going to repel everyone else. And you're going to have fun doing it. But I want to know what you guys have to say on this Olivia Jade thing. And like, what do you hate to see on other people's social media? Me? I hate to see kids. And your friends might not have kids yet, but if they do, God, it's what a nightmare. 10 pictures a day of a baby. Why? It's just laying there. My theory is if you wouldn't post it about your spouse or your boyfriend, don't post it about your kid. I wouldn't be like, Max went pee-pee all by himself today. Inappropriate, weird, don't do it. Nobody cares about your kid either. But I do care about your life. So like I said, if you want to talk privately with me, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO and click chat to get connected, and head over to Whitney's channel to hear her thoughts on how to be an influencer, what it really takes, and what skills are crucial to develop that you might not realize. And follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO. Click like and subscribe for 4 new videos a week, all about celebs, self-esteem, and everything in between.